Hello. It's been a week since our last video, and we wanted to check in with the business community to see how you're doing. If your week's been anything like ours, I'm sure you've been on no less than 25, maybe even 30 conference calls, Zoom calls, webinars, and perhaps you're still just as unclear as you were a week ago on how all this is going to impact your business and what resources are going to be available to you. We understand. That said, I'm sure the one thing we did learn is the power of the mute button. Whether it's the dog barking, the baby crying, people washing dishes, I'm sure we've all come to learn to appreciate the power of the mute button. Please, for all our sake, use the mute button. It works. All kidding aside, we have been in contact with Bridgeport Hospital and St. Vincent's Hospital this past week. I'd like to take a moment to thank all our medical professionals and our emergency responders. They're doing all they can to keep us safe, to keep us protected, to serve their patients. And I think that's the one thing that we can take away from all this. Of course, we're all concerned about the economy. We all want to get back to work. But unless we can mitigate the spread of this virus, we're not going to be able to get back to work anytime soon. So if you have the ability to stay home and stay safe and work remotely, please do so. The hospitals also wanted to acknowledge the business community and thank them for all of their donations that they've received so far, whether it be in way of monetary or with physical supplies. They did want to acknowledge that and thank the business community. And of course, they're always willing and able to accept any more contributions. If you have any questions on how to do so and you'd like to contribute in some way, you can visit our webpage at brbc.org and go to the resource page, and there's links there for you on how to do so. I'd also like to thank the business community. Many of you have stepped up in many different ways, whether it's just providing information on how you've adjusted your business during these times to communicate. But also, I've been impressed with many of our manufacturers, particularly, on how they've been adhering to the guidelines of CDC, adjusting their shifts, adjusting how their folks are working so they're still able to produce the products and goods that are needed, not only here locally, but throughout the country. So thank you, and we encourage you to continue to let us know what you need from us, certainly, and what maybe you need from others within the business community, but also what you're doing differently today so that we can help you communicate that to the community at large. We're trying to stay business as usual as best as we can here at the Business Council, as well as our three chambers. We've hosted all of our three chambers. We've all done it virtually. Our leads groups have all met. Our Women's Leadership Network has met, again, all virtually. And we're planning a series of activities that we're going to host online, again, so that we can be a resource for you, particularly around information on how you navigate these current times and position yourself and your business to return back to growth once we come out of this on the other end. Earlier this week, we also hosted Mayor Ganim. As you probably know, he's been doing a daily call around 12:30 that you can follow online at the city's page, or also if you don't have access to the internet, you can listen to on WICC. He addressed the business community on Tuesday, answered a lot of questions, particularly around the building department. It seems like that they're back in business this week doing inspections. Their priority obviously was to identify how they can still do these safely for their own protection, as well as those that they're going to visit. They've clarified that there is no curfew. So the folks who are running shifts overnight, your staff, your employees, do not need to worry about getting pulled over for whatever reason. The police, if they're doing a pullover, it's for a routine safety check of some sort. There is no curfew. So your staff should feel comfortable about going back and forth to work regardless of the time of day. So with that said, on behalf of the Bridgeport Regional Business Council, the Bridgeport, Stratford, and Trumbull Chambers of Commerce, we're here for you. Please communicate with us on anything that you need. We're answering the phones, we're answering emails. You can check out our social media pages as well as brbc.org for any other information. And let us know how we can help you. And we'll check back in with you again soon. Thank you and have a great day. Be safe and be well.